Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I know there's a lot of intense conversation going on in those sessions. We are back on the main stage to do a wrap, and in a second, a couple more Rebel Book Clubs will be joining. Thank you for sticking with us tonight through all these different things we've been talking about. This looks like everything's very fuzzy on my. Here he is.
Hey,
BSG.
How's it going?
Very good. We're just Emily's just doing a run around the session, a bit like a nightclub, and saying go down to the main
last orders, right?
Last orders at the bar. So hopefully people come and join us over here. But I think Rachel is going to rejoin us as well, which would be great. How's the last half hour been for you? Or plus the chat with Jevon. How's it going? How's it all been?
Good. Yeah, I thought it's been a really interesting evening. Chat was good, like bit of reflection initially on the book, and the sort of overarching theme was good intention, possibly could have been executed a bit better, but lots of interesting messages in the book, and there was some light touches on some stuff which people are definitely curious about. And yeah, there are a lot of book recommendations flying around, but also just I guess lots of different curiosities and reflecting on kind of things people have been doing recently that I guess tied to the book to some degree, of just being present and having a bit more time in nature and slowing down a bit, and just some things that people are doing now, which actually, after reflecting, would probably want to carry forth into.
What were the key things that they want to stick with?
Just really basic stuff, to be honest. Things like just going out for a walk without any tech. People were sort of reflecting on as well how, it's tough if you don't all ring fence your time effectively, even though we're not commuting, and we sort of imagine we would have all this extra time, but in reality, some people are just working a bit more. So it's how do they maybe use their time a bit better? Lots of meditation chat, bit of breathwork chat, which was good. Quite a few people really enjoyed some of Carl's stuff in the mid-month meet and have been putting that into practice, which is great.
Yeah.
So I feel like there could be another whole kind of spin-off conversation or community around on that side of things, if there's not already. And yeah, it's just a good chat, really. Good bunch. And one really funny moment because Chris's Wi-Fi was lagging a bit. Anyway, I won't do this any justice, but I don't think I've ever laughed as hard in a hop-in session as I did. I was almost in tears. It was hilarious. Where Chris was basically answering a different question. Anyway, I won't do it any justice. We will get the recording and share it because it was brilliant.
Oh, there we go. These are the things that are keeping us going in these dark times. Give us a shout on the chat, Rebel Book Club members, if you're here and you're listening in to us. I mean, we're enjoying
a great time, yeah.
I know there's still 150 people in the building, which is cool. Maybe still locked deep in sessions. I think that might be happening BSG at the moment, which is great. But Emily's going to run. I don't want to announce anything until we've got the main crew back here.
Loads of people here. Also, do you know what's really rich? I thought lemon juice would be a bit weird in something fizzy. It's really nice.
Oh, it works, does it?
Works well, really well. Yeah.
Can you taste the tangerine in the Brewdog Clockwork Tangerine? That's the big question I've been asking myself in the last 5 minutes.
Cocktails, Ben. 5 years, and that is not on brand.
Now, Rachel, wonderful Rachel, Bristol, repping Bristol. I'd love to get you back here, so we want to pick up your amazing. Oh, here she is.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
As calm and serene as you were half an hour ago. Now, I don't know if Jevon's still here, part of the event or so on, but I just wanted to reflect on that conversation quickly, Rach, because you led with the challenging questions, which had been, how did you feel his responses were and your reflections in your group? What was that like?
I think there was a little bit of perhaps disappointment that he didn't. No, I don't feel like we've changed his mind in terms of whether he has reflected on that and has taken on our comments and would think for a future book, I might write differently about women. I think, and one thing I kind of wished I'd said as well is it's not just women that find this offensive either. He might have written the book for 18 to 30-year-old men, but lots of those 18 to 30-year-old men also will find the tone problematic. I think it was valuable raising the issues with him, and I think a lot of people shared the opinions that we voiced, so I'm glad that we were able to do that.
Thank you for doing it so well. BSG, who's a carbon copy of like Stifler from American Pie, he's barely 24. So this was written for him.
But there's quite a few, in the chat as well, who were saying like we are guys of that age, and yeah, it's almost like a bit of a shame because I do think there were some really good like themes and things in the book to explore, which would massively resonate with this community, but at times sort of the tone maybe just overshadowed it slightly. But I guess this is why this is good, right? You read that in isolation, you feel a certain way, you dump it down, and you never have access to have a chat with it, particularly with the author or a community. And what just went down in the session was a good reflection of why this kind of community and forum exists, right? We can take these things and have a discussion around it and actually pull out some things where we can still take some value, even if we had major questions around the way something was written.
Definitely, yeah. Having a lively discussion about it. So definitely inspired debate, and that's the point of these things.
Talking of inspired debate, Rachel, the big thing that came out of our conversation in West London was the realization that half the group have a squatty potty.
I mean, I'm very sad I don't have one, to be honest.
We are, I think, in the minority in this situation, or at least in this community. Just on the chat, guys, if you're a squatty potty practitioner or owner, there's a live poll. My goodness, right? Switch to polls. This will get us. Have you got a squatty potty? No. A what? Yes. All right. There we go. 3 votes for the yes already, of which I can announce that Ian Watts has his homemade. He borrowed his cousins or his nephews or something. BSG, do you have any idea what one is?
I don't actually know the specific tool, but I'm aware that raising your legs creates a more efficient angle as such for the body to do what it needs to do. So I'm like well aware of the sort of levers that need to come into play. But I don't know the specific contraption, and I don't know one yet, but who knows? I imagine like people who have read The Awakened Ape have now gone and bought a squatty potty.
There we go. So if there's something good to come out of all this, it's the sale of squatty potties. So there we go. Now moving on. First of all, Rach, you are involved. You run a part of a great little events company, not so little, do big events as well. In the West Country. Tell us what you do and also what you've got lined up next month, which may be of interest to Rebel Book Club.
Yeah, so I work for a company called Foregather, which is a little events company, but we do events of all sizes. And we mostly run events for the tech community. So we've got clients that are venture capitalists and startups. But we've got a series of events coming up next month called the Net Zero Sessions. I'll put a link in the chat actually. But it is a series of virtual gatherings for business leaders and decision makers in business to come together and discuss the role the business can play in tackling the climate emergency. The first one is next Wednesday, and it's a conversation with the CEO and founder of Octopus Energy. And we'll be talking about things like balancing profit and purpose, and particularly with regards to the current coronavirus situation and now the challenges that businesses have had to face as a result, and how we can still put climate change and sustainability on the agenda for businesses. So yeah, that's a passion project of mine. And if anyone is a business leader, decision maker, knows one, I'd be very grateful if you could check it out and spread the word. So I will.
That's it. So where do we go to find out about the net?
Well, I'm typing a link right now, but it's a net zero. It's net-zero-summit.com.
Amazing. Well done for creating that in lockdown. Not easy to make anything new and get it up and running. And I know you're collaborating with the events maestro, Ollie Barrett, so it's bound to be a